I think my contribution is promoting dignity through global dignity, promoting a new way to lead in a fear-based world, my book Love Leadership, promoting financial literacy as a new civil rights issue in every country in the backdrop of a global economic crisis and what I call a global civil rights empowerment tool. And all of this rolled together is building wealth through what I call the civil rights movement to make free enterprise and capitalism actually work for the poor. Is my absolute mission in life, and this is a good reason why I'm here. Like most things in life, it's personal. Why do most people start a cancer foundation? It's because somebody that they love died or was impacted by cancer. So, you know, the #1 cause of divorce in America is money. My guess is around the world too. And so my parents had money issues, which tied into aspirations issues and self-esteem issues and self-love issues, and you start confusing money with self-worth. And so I looked at what defined the 20th century. It was democracy all around the world, whether it was Gandhi in India or Nelson Mandela in South Africa or Dr. King and my hero Andrew Young in the southern states of America. The way you codified that was the right to vote in the hands of the average person. In the backdrop of a global economic crisis, one thing is clear: the world's defined by money and economics. And the way you give people dignity in that environment is to teach them financial literacy, to show them how to make free enterprise and capitalism, well, to show them the language of money first so that they can live in a world with dignity and self-respect and empower themselves. So I just think that this is the issue of our time, and I have a particular affinity for it. It appears an understanding of it, and I think I can help. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Being part of YGL changed my life. I've always traveled internationally, but I saw myself as an American. And sometimes saw myself as an arrogant American. In other words, I'm an American. Now I see myself as a global citizen. I wear a bracelet that Quincy Jones gave me that I started wearing since I was a YGL, and I wear all these bracelets. One is Africa, this is malaria, but this is and this is a YGL project. This one has all the religions on it: Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, of course, Judaism, and in Islam. In Islam over here, Hinduism here. But we're all one. I have this great sense, as I've been all around the world, a lot through YGL, that we're all the same, that our interesting similarities is much more fascinating than our uninteresting differences. And to build relationships around the world, to see the world in new and different ways, to see possibilities, to get energy from your fellow YGLs about, wow, I'm not the only crazy person out here. I'm not the only person who thinks that I can change the world. To want to be an eagle and not a buzzard or a turkey. To see there are other eagles in this world. To have the sense of, wow, I've got somebody else out here who's out here on the cutting edge as well, and it's tough for me, but it's tough for them too, and see how they respond. If they got through it, maybe I can respond and get through it too. So yeah, YGL, other than Operation Hope family, is my family. Global dignity came out of YGL. The first meeting in Zermatt, Switzerland, of YGLs. Myself, Crown Prince of Norway, Håkon Magnus, Pekka Himanen, a philosopher from Finland, who's the youngest PhD in Finland. We all sort of been struck by the same thing. 90 countries, all these different leaders, but no one talked about religion. No one talked about spirituality, in part because no one wanted to offend anybody. But if we're not doing something that's larger and more important than ourselves, then what are we doing? So we had to find something that bound us together. So we stepped searching for what is that thing that would differentiate, that would ground us, but would not create conflict. And we found dignity translated all around the world. But dignity had to be in action. The love without action means it's just pious, it's nothing. That the magic of U.S. currency is circulation around the world. So we had to circulate dignity. And so globaldignity.org was born. And now this year we will celebrate the 3rd year of Global Dignity Day in 50 countries around the world, with many of these countries being led by YGLs. And in Norway alone, the Crown Prince is going to be educating 70,000 kids, and I resent it, I might say, Crown Prince Norway, because you're a prince, you can just proclaim the freaking thing. I'm going to get you in the U.S. We're going to get all these mayors together. We're going to match you with 100,000 kids. But Global Dignity is an example of doing well and doing good. It's an example of YGL in action. That all the chips are on the table in the world. The economy's not working anymore. The environment's not working anymore. The games we played are not working anymore. I think we've got to find a new way to lead in a fear-based world, and I'm convinced that the young leaders coming up today, having seen the global economic crisis and having as what I call a searing moment in their consciousness, no different than those who went through the Great Depression, are going to grow up and have their kids grow up with different virtues, different values, different principles. I think that we will get our storyline back again as a world. I guess in short I'm saying you cannot have a rainbow without a storm first. We've gone through, or we're going through, our storm. And I think the rainbow is going to be a resetting of virtues and values around the world that gets us beyond money and gets us back to an equation by 2020 where we're building real wealth in the world, we're creating real value through free enterprise and capitalism. And with any luck, we're actually starting the process of making free enterprise and capitalism actually work for the poor. Because if it doesn't, they'll just destroy it. If we don't make it work for everybody, then everybody will tear the walls down. So it's in everybody's enlightened self-interest to solve the problem, and that's what gives me hope.